Hello there, comic book fans. I made it to the comic shop a little early again this week. So what did I get? 5 comics, plus I picked one up off the shelf. A perfectly reasonable number. Uh, Certainly much cheaper than the 10 and 12 comic weeks I was having last month. But first up is Alex and Ada number 14. I'm not sure how many more issues this is running, but they're wrapping up. Alex is our human being, Ada is our artificial intelligence robot, and now finally they're having a romance, but they're on the run because such things are forbidden. No idea how this one's going to end up. It's mostly a comic about talking and ideas and concepts, not a whole lot of action to it, but that's what I like. If you're looking for an action comic, I guess you'd go somewhere else other than Alex and Ada, but if you're looking for some contemplation of what is artificial intelligence, and should you fall in love with it, then read Alex and Ada. And next comes Outcast number 8. Last issue I remember being a bit of a disappointment, because it was all of a sudden, it was all set up. They finally got things underway into the meat of the story in this, and issue 7 was all set up for them to go on a road trip, I guess. Nice cover. I like that whole gas station look. So now, I don't know, I guess they're going out to find America or find demons. I'm not quite positive. I think the priest character wanted to find out if he really helped anyone ever. Wow, some nice nighttime coloring going on here. But the story took a turn. I mean, we'll see. Like I said, last issue, nothing much happened in. It's like you could have skipped issue 7. We'll see how issue 8 picks it up. But it's a good book overall. Outcast issue 8, Kirkman and Azaceta. And here is Pastaways issue number 2. I decided to go for a issue 2 on this. I normally don't like time travel stories, but this one seems to be more of a stuck-in-time story about these people who came from a million years in the future and are stuck in the past. Who's doing that? The art is by Scott Collins, is it? Where's the credits? There we go. Whoops. Whoa. Matt Kint, Scott Collins, and Bill Crabtree. There we go. I like the art. It's nice. I'm a fan of Matt Kint's mind management, as you know. But, it's a $3.99 book, so it's really going to have to knock me out. Otherwise, I don't think I'll get off past issue 2. Issue 1 didn't really knock me out, but it was okay. But I'll let you know. We'll see. Then we've got Rumble issue 5. I'm enjoying this one. The first couple of issues were very fast moving, but you really didn't get an idea of the plot or backstory. Some beautiful art, nice little monsters. Issue 3, it kind of took off with, as it gave you more information as to the ongoing story. Nice artwork. And it's been good ever since. I mean, I'm glad I stuck with Rumble. It was one of those where I was kind of on the fence with, but being that's a $3.50 issue rather than a $3.99 issue, I gave it a little more rope, and I'm glad I did because it's turned into a good comic. So check out Rumble. And here we go with Wayward number 7, which is another comic that took a turn on me last issue, in that I've been enjoying it about a woman who moved from Ireland or Scotland. I can never remember which. She's half Scottish, half Japanese, moved back to Japan to be with her mother, discovers she has some sort of crazy magic powers, and there's monsters all over the place. And then last issue introduced a new character, and skipped our main character of the first 6 issues, introduced a new character, and then we got to know her. So we'll have to see how their 2 stories are hooking up. These 2 guys here are villains of the piece. They're the old school Japanese folklore monsters who want things to stay just the same and want these new kids the heck out of there. They want to just step on them. Some pretty nice artwork, interesting story. There's also some interesting articles in the back. Oh, some nice how-tos too. Coloring Wayward, that is. Oban, there's some nice articles in the back about Japan and Japanese culture by a person who lived there. So I like that feature. I enjoy the nice little articles in the back that give you a little more backstory into the folklore of Japan and the monsters that are starring in this book. And there's the red thread that connects everything together. That's another thing from the stories. But anyway, Wayward number 7. I can't wait to see where this one goes, since number 6 took a turn. We'll see which way number 7 goes. And our final issue is RedOne issue number 2. I didn't put this on my pull list. I wasn't going to go with issue number 2. Issue number 1 was fine. The real star of it was the Terry Dodson art. It's a very pretty, beautiful book to look at. The story was just a little I mean, it's a story of a Soviet spy coming to America and pretended to be a porn star or starlet or something. I don't even know what. The story wasn't terribly interesting. It's the art is the star of this book. But it was on the shelf. It was $2.99. I only had 5 other comics, so I was like, you know what? I'll give RedOne one more issue. And also, I just saw this is coming out. The first 2 issues for like $15 in an oversized European graphic album format. So if you're at the least bit interested in the artwork, at least in RedOne, you should check that one out. I guess it's coming out sometime soon. I'm not really sure when. I just saw it on the solicitations for this week. But I thought that was an interesting idea. They're putting it out in a lot. I always like my comics in bigger formats so I can see the art better. And I'm guessing this one would be good for that. So there was my final comic of the week, RedOne issue number 2. Now we'll give you a look at the art that was in the background of my stuff. These are it's one of my covers to comics that never existed, and one of my decorative faces. I think let's see, I think I made a color print out of this one. When's that from? 09. 126. Oh man, time flies. So that one's a good, what is that? 6 years old now? Jeez. That's sort of, I like to take the forms of the face and kind of simplify them and break them down. And here I even did strange, weird things with the eyes and the nose. But that's faces are one of my favorite subjects, and just kind of taking them and transforming them into something else. And that's kind of what I did with that one, as the eyes are just circles and half circles and shapes with all sorts of stuff coming at them. I guess they're also reminiscent of tattooed faces too, but that's one of the things I like to do. And the other one, let's see, who called for help in this crazy place? I'm not sure, but keep your eyes open. I think we're being watched. That is the Crazy Gang. That one's from 10/19/09. Said I sometimes like to make comic book covers, and this was one of mine where I guess the Crazy Gang were these magical investigators who dressed in all sorts of crazy outfits and investigated crazy things. I'll have to color this one. I never did, because there's all sorts of opportunities for color there, but the house is the monster. See, there's our twist there. So, and this is a 15-cent comic. I kind of make them, I like the price to kind of reflect the era that the comics is from. So this would kind of be a strange, weird, late 60s, early 70s comic, the Crazy Gang. But anyway, there's the 2 of them for this week. Both from 09. So you guys have a good time out there, and keep reading comics.